Welcome to Jim Rohn Treasures, where timeless wisdom meets modern life. Have you ever felt like you've been working nonstop yet? Your results hardly seem to move forward. You save, you invest, you try your best every day, but your wealth still stays the same. If so, the problem may not be that you lack money, but that you haven't given your money enough time to work for you. Like a seed buried deep in the soil, silent but constantly growing, the power of compound interest works the same way. It's not loud, it's not rushed, but when you're patient enough, it can turn something small today into something great in the future. I still remember the early years of my career. I was impatient, wanting everything to come quickly. I wanted to see results to prove my worth instantly, but then I realized that things that grow fast also fade fast. The most enduring values in life, like compound interest, always require time, discipline, and faith that what you're doing today will multiply in the future. Once you learn to embrace slowness, you begin to enter the magical zone that only a few people stay long enough to reach. In today's video, I'll share with you 5 fundamental principles to understand, apply, and harness the power of compound interest, not only in finance, but also in habits, mindset, and personal growth. Because compound interest doesn't just happen with money. It happens with every action you repeat daily. And you'll want to stay until the end, because principle number 5 is the key that helps you outperform even those more talented than you simply through persistence and time. Albert Einstein once said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. But today I want to show you, if you understand and stay consistent with it, compound interest will become the wonder of your own life. Principle 1A, start early, outpace everyone. I once asked a wealthy friend, what's the secret that helped you achieve financial freedom so early? He simply smiled and said, I didn't do anything special, I just started earlier than others. That simple answer holds the deep philosophy of compound interest. In the world of money and in life itself, the one who starts early isn't necessarily more talented, but simply someone who understands the value of time sooner. Imagine 2 friends each investing $100 per month. The first starts at age 20 and stops after 10 years. The second waits until age 30 to begin, but continues steadily until age 60. Who ends up with more money? The answer surprises most people. The first one, the one who started earlier, still ends up wealthier, even though he stopped investing at 30. Why? Because for the next 30 years, his money continued to quietly generate more money, interest upon interest, growth upon growth. Time did the work. Most of us overlook building a power that remains invisible until it's too late to catch up. I realize something: most people don't fail because they lack knowledge or opportunity. They fail because they wait too long to start. They wait for the right time, for more money, for more stability. Then one day they wake up and realize the only thing they've gained is regret. The rich understand that time is the highest yielding asset everyone has yet. Very few invest it wisely. Every day you procrastinate is a day compound interest loses the chance to double itself. It's like planting a seed. If you plant it today, it may bear fruit in 10 years. But if you wait until next year to plant it, you'll have to wait 11 years for the same fruit. I remember when I was younger, I used to say, I'll start when I'm ready. But you know what? You're never really ready. No one is ever fully ready to start investing, to learn a new skill, to change their life. Because every beginning comes with fear. But successful people choose to begin even when they're not ready. They understand that one small step today will multiply into hundreds in the future. And if you're listening to this thinking, it's too late for me, stop. No, it's never too late. Because compound interest doesn't only apply to money. It applies to knowledge, habits, and character. Every book you read today multiplies into wisdom tomorrow. Every bit of discipline you practice today grows into inner strength. Every relationship you nurture today blossoms into opportunities later. What matters isn't how much you start with, it's when you start. And if there's one thing I've learned throughout this journey, it's this. Winners aren't the fastest, they're the ones who start earliest and stay longest. They don't wait to have all the answers. They start, they adjust, and they let time do the rest. You see, money can work tirelessly, but only if you give it the chance. Let time be your partner, not your enemy. Because if you don't use time to create wealth, time will quietly take it away from you. Remember, every day you delay is a day you make your future poorer. You can't control the market, but you can control the decision to begin. Don't wait until you have more. Start with what you have. A small amount today, if planted right, can become tomorrow's financial freedom. And I want you to ask yourself, if I don't start today, where will I be 10 years from now? Because sometimes the smallest first step is the most important one of your entire life. And that's just the beginning. Because no matter how early you start, if you don't have the patience to wait, you'll still destroy the power of compound interest with your own hands. The next principle will show you why compound interest doesn't reward the impatient and how patience can become life's greatest reward. Principle 2, 1, compound interest is the reward for the patient. If there's one unchanging law in the financial universe, it's this: compound interest always favors those who can wait. Yet ironically, most people quit before the miracle happens. Compound interest isn't for the impatient. It's slow, quiet, and seems to do nothing at first. It's like watching a young tree. Each day it grows so little that you can barely notice. But one day you look back and realize it's become a forest. I once met a young man in Texas. He worked hard and consistently invested $200 a month. After 3 years, he grew discouraged. He said, "Jim, I've been saving for so long, but I'm still not much richer." I smiled and said, "A seed doesn't bear fruit after one summer. It needs 4 seasons: sowing, watering, waiting, and harvesting." But he couldn't wait. He stopped, withdrew his money, and spent it all. 10 years later, he came back and said, "I wish I had been more patient." That's the tragedy of many. They want results faster than the natural pace of growth. But everything great in life, money, career, wisdom, love, has its own rhythm. You can't make a tree grow faster by pulling its leaves. You can only plant care and wait. Compound interest works just like life. In the beginning, you see nothing. In the middle, you start to doubt. But in the end, you realize all your quiet efforts were rewards for your patience. Someone once asked me, "Jim, how can I get rich fast?" I said, "If you need it fast, you'll never get rich." Because real wealth doesn't come from speed. It comes from consistency. When you keep planting, keep learning, keep working with discipline, you're laying the foundation for a future you can't yet see. During hard times, I used to doubt myself too. I asked, "Is what I'm doing worth it? Am I on the right path?" But every time I was about to give up, I remembered the law of compound interest, and I understood that every small progress, if continued long enough, becomes a breakthrough. It's the same in personal growth. You can't read one book and instantly change your life. But if you read 10 pages a day for 5 years, you'll have read over 150 books. Then you won't just have knowledge, you'll have wisdom. And that wisdom is the compound interest of the mind. The same applies to relationships. One thank you a day, one small act of care repeated long enough builds a bond that money can't buy. Compound interest isn't just a financial formula, it's a law of the universe. Whatever you plant consistently, you'll harvest abundantly. But remember, patience doesn't mean passivity. It means continuing to act even when you see no result. It's the belief that every small step still moves you forward no matter how slowly. The world will always test your patience. It will make you doubt, make you think you're wasting time. But if you stop, you'll never know how close you are to success. I once told a group of students, patience is the price you pay to be rich. They laughed. But 10 years later, some of them came back to thank me. They said, "Now we understand what you meant." Because now they see clearly. Compound interest isn't just money creating money, it's discipline creating freedom. So if today you feel tired, if results seem too slow, remember that everything great takes time. A seed doesn't become a mighty tree overnight. An idea doesn't succeed in a week. And an ordinary person doesn't become extraordinary in a month. But if they keep going day by day, step by step, time will stand on their side. And you know what? Sometimes silence is the sound of growth. You don't see it, but it's happening. You don't hear it, but it's multiplying. That's the power of compound interest, the reward for those who dare to wait. And remember this, even if you're patient, there's still a dangerous mistake waiting ahead, one that can destroy everything you've built. In the next principle, I'll share the habit that makes many people pull their seeds before harvest and how you can avoid repeating that mistake. Principle 3.1, don't pull the seeds before harvest. There's a mistake that so many people make, and it has shattered millions of financial dreams. They pull the seeds right before harvest. They start well, they stay consistent for a while, they see their money beginning to sprout, then they eagerly take it out to spend. They think they're rewarding their effort, but in reality, they've just killed the magic that compound interest was about to deliver. Compound interest is like a garden. When you plant seeds, you need to patiently water tend and let time do its part. But if you dig up the seeds every month to see how much they've grown, you don't just slow the process, you kill it. Money works the same way. If you don't let returns generate more returns, you're cutting off the roots of wealth. I once knew a man in California. He invested consistently for 5 years, and his account started earning nicely. Excited, he withdrew a large portion to buy a new car and a bit more for travel. He thought he was enjoying the fruits, but just a few years later, his account had almost returned to square one. Meanwhile, his friend, who started at the same time, the one who kept his money untouched, had reached figures he could only dream of. The difference wasn't capital, it was consistency. That's why successful people understand financial freedom doesn't come from getting rich quick, but from keeping your money working. When you spend prematurely, you're eating into your principal. But when you let your money keep multiplying, you're building a financial family tree for the future. Money children, money grandchildren, money great-grandchildren, all working for you. You might ask, so do I ever get to enjoy it? Of course, but at the right time. Harvest comes only when the tree is sturdy, when the soil is rich enough, and when the roots have taken hold. Enjoy the fruit, but don't eat the seeds, because today's seeds are tomorrow's for us. I remember the first time I had some investing success, I wanted to celebrate too. But an older mentor told me, Jim, if you spend all of your first reward, you'll never get the second. Those words stayed with me. From then on, I learned to stay disciplined even when success began to appear. Because nothing is easier to lose than progress that isn't yet ripe. Like a farmer, you can't harvest every day. You plant today, you tend tomorrow, and you only reap when the season arrives. Impatient people always want results early, and that's why they never see the true power of time. If you're in the investing stage, whether it's money, career, or personal growth, let returns keep reinvesting in themselves. Every skill you learn, use it to learn the next skill. Every experience you have, reinvest it into lessons. Every dollar you earn, let it create the next dollar. That's the never-ending flywheel of growth. And you know what, this principle doesn't just apply to finance. It's true in every area of life. How many people want results right after they start dating, just started learning and already want to be great, just started working and already want success? And when they don't see anything yet, they quit, they pull the seeds halfway. Success, like financial freedom, only comes to those who know how to plant, wait, and keep. If you want compound interest to work for you, let it live long enough to mature. Don't pull the seeds before harvest. Let time become your most faithful asset manager. And remember this, even if you've been patient and kept the seeds, there's still a bigger secret, something that turns compound interest from mere profit into a financial lineage that serves your freedom. In Principle 4 Red, I'll share the art of reinvesting returns. How to make your money start producing the next generations. Money, children, money, grandchildren, money, great-grandchildren. Principle 4.1. Reinvest your returns. If the previous principle taught you not to pull the seeds before harvest, this one teaches you to keep planting the seeds you've harvested. Because in the world of compound interest, adding new capital matters less than letting returns continue to earn returns. I once told my students, if you want money to work for you, don't give it a vacation after it finishes the first shift. Money, like a great employee, performs best when given more work. When you let returns keep working, you create a financial family tree where money children, money grandchildren, and money great-grandchildren are all born to serve your freedom. I remember a young woman I met at a seminar in Chicago. She said she started very small, just $50 a month. Every time she made a profit, she reinvested it all instead of cashing out to spend. After 10 years, her account had grown nearly 10x. She said, I'm not wealthy because I'm a great investor. I'm wealthy because I let the money work by itself. And that's what most people don't understand. Reinvesting is multiplication in the financial world. Returns only become true power when they're cycled back into the system, when you give them the chance to create more value. Like a smart farmer after harvest, he doesn't eat all the grain. He keeps the best portion to sow for the next season. That's the cycle of growth harvest. Keep, replant, and reap more. I made the opposite mistake when I was young. Every time I earned a little money, I rushed to reward myself. A watch a trip, a few fancy dinners. I thought I was enjoying the fruits, but really, I was stealing the chance for that money to produce its siblings. When I finally realized it, I understood a truth. The wealthy don't spend their returns, they reinvest them. They know that every dollar today, if reinvested, can become dozens of dollars in the future. And this isn't only true for money. You can reinvest knowledge, read a book, apply it, then use the result to learn something deeper. You can reinvest relationships, help someone build trust, then let that relationship generate opportunities. You can reinvest time, turn every hour of study into skill, every skill into income, every income into freedom. That's compound interest in life, and you are the manager of that flow. Many people see only the short-term profit and forget the long-term benefit. They harvest early, spend fast, and then start over, stuck forever in the loop of earn, then gone. But those who understand compound interest are different. They don't live to spend, they live to build. They let returns create a system that generates more so that one day that system sustains them. If you look back, every great company in the world was built on this principle. They don't withdraw all the profits in the first year. They reinvest in technology, people, and brand. That's what creates a massive lift that new money alone can't buy. So if you've earned a little something today, whether it's money, knowledge, or experience, ask yourself, will I spend it or will I reinvest it? One small decision can create two entirely different lives. One side is consumption, the other is accumulation. One is short-term, the other is sustainable. One is living for today, the other is building for tomorrow. I once heard a saying that made me think for a long time: the poor spend money to show off, the middle class saves for safety, and the rich reinvest for freedom. And freedom is the ultimate result of compound interest. Therefore, reinvest not only money, but also effort and knowledge. Every time you cycle your returns, you're expanding your system. And one day you'll realize you no longer have to work for money, because money has started working for you. But the story doesn't end here. Because even if you know how to reinvest, there's a factor stronger than any number, the one that turns every small effort into a great achievement: time. In Principle 5 Tao, I'll share why time is the best investor, the silent but powerful friend who can turn every small dollar you have into immense wealth. Principle 5 Time. Time is the best investor. If there's one companion that every millionaire thinker and successful person relies on, it's time. No one is richer than time, and no one is wiser than it. Time is the best investor in the world, patient, disciplined, and never wrong. You can start with very little, but if you give time enough opportunity, it will do the work you cannot. Because time has a strange power. It multiplies whatever you plant, whether money, knowledge, or habits. I once met a man in Oregon. He wasn't a millionaire. He lived, simply worked steadily, and invested every month. When I asked, "How much did you start with?" he answered, "Just $30 a week." I asked, "So what's your secret?" He smiled. "I just let time work for me." 30 years later, that modest number became wealth that surprised even him. Not because he invested brilliantly, but because he stayed consistent and let time multiply the reward. Many people think that to succeed, they need to be smarter, bolder, or luckier. But in truth, you just need to be more patient. Time is the fairest of all. It doesn't care who you are, rich or poor, brilliant or average. It only rewards those who use it correctly. Young people often underestimate the power of time. They want results in months, weeks, even days. But the wise understand that true wealth doesn't come from running fast, but from moving in the right direction long enough. Because time combined with discipline can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. I often say, you can't force time to run faster, but you can make it work for you. Each passing day you can choose, let time drain away, or let it generate returns. If you use time to learn to invest, to build habits, then every minute is creating assets. But if you waste it on meaningless things, time still works, only this time it works against you. Think about this. One person invests $100 a month for 10 years, and another starts 10 years later, but invests twice as much. Who wins? The first person. Not because he has more money, but because he gave time more room to multiply value. That's the power of early, something no amount of money can buy back. I know there are times you feel results are coming too slowly. You ask yourself, am I on the right path? But remember, everything great takes time. An oak tree needs 50 years to become sturdy. A diamond needs millions of years to form. And so does your life. Each day you live with discipline as a daytime is quietly working for you. See time as a skilled carpenter. Every chisel strike, every carve, no matter how small, is shaping the final masterpiece. You can't rush. You can only trust that when you do your part, time will finish the rest. If you truly grasp this principle, you'll stop competing with others. Because you know time doesn't create fairness. It creates differentiation. The patient today will be the rewarded tomorrow. The hasty today will be the regretful later. And you know what? Sometimes doing nothing is also a strategy, as long as you're letting time work for you. A seed doesn't need to try to grow faster. It only needs to keep growing every day. If you feel these lessons truly resonate with you, hit subscribe to continue this journey with me, where we explore the principles that help you go farther each day, step by step, habit by habit, decision by decision. Because in the world of Jim Rohn, there is no miracle greater than consistency over time. Principle 6 note, control the flow of compound interest. Time may be the best investor, but if you don't know how to control its flow, time won't work for you. It will work for someone else. This is what most people don't realize. They plant, they wait, but they forget that the flow of finances, like the flow of life, needs guidance. Imagine you own a river of compound interest. If you let it flow freely without planning or control, the water can overflow, washing away everything you've built. But if you know how to channel it, set canals, build dams, that water becomes energy, lighting up your entire city. Compound interest is the same. It can be a tremendous force or a double-edged sword, depending on how you direct the flow. I once met a man successful in business. He earned money well, invested wisely, and let time work for him. But after just a few years, he lost nearly all his assets. When I asked, he sighed, "Jim, I let money make money, but I didn't know how to manage the flow. I let money run away instead of flow back." That story made me realize creating cash flow is a skill, but controlling cash flow is an art. You can't rely on compound interest alone to make you rich. You need a system to retain, manage, and redirect that power. That system starts with your disciplined mindset and clear goals. Otherwise, your financial flow will always find the quickest way out through emotional spending, impulsive decisions, or unnecessary desire. Ask yourself, where is every dollar you earn flowing? How much is being reinvested? How much is leaking through consumption habits? The poor let their cash flow outward on things they don't need to impress people they don't know. The rich direct their cash flow inward to places that can multiply value. That's the difference between consumption and investment, between temporary satisfaction and lasting freedom. I still remember saying at a talk in Dallas, money is a faithful servant, but a ruthless master. If you don't control it, it will control you. And that's not only true for money, but also for time, energy, and emotions. Think about it. If you don't manage your habits, they will control you. If you don't manage your emotions, they will decide your future. If you don't manage your money, money will decide how you live. Controlling the flow of compound interest doesn't mean being stingy. It means directing the water the right way, where it keeps flowing, keeps nourishing instead of running dry. That's why the wise always plan. They divide cash flow into 3 parts. 1 part to live, 1 part to learn, 1 part to grow. And they stick to that discipline for life. If you do that, compound interest is no longer just a concept. It becomes a self-operating ecosystem, a system in which money creates money habits, create opportunities, and time creates freedom. I call that the calm of the controller. You no longer fear volatility because you understand your flow. You no longer panic at losses because you know everything is still moving in the right direction. You become the owner instead of the one being swept along. And the most beautiful part, when you control your own compound flow, you can help others do the same. Because true success isn't how much you have, but how many lives are changed by what you create. Bridge sentence to the conclusion. At this point, you understand how to plant, how to wait, how to reinvest, and how to control the flow of growth. But there's one final element, the one that gives your efforts a timeless meaning, leaving a legacy. Because money can be lost, but the influence and value you plant in others will multiply forever. Principle 7.1, turn compound interest into legacy. At this point, you've walked through the entire journey of compound interest, a journey not just about money, but about mindset, habits, and life itself. You've learned to start early, to let time stand on your side. You've understood that patience is a reward, not a punishment. You've learned not to pull the seeds before harvest, but to give them enough time to grow. You've learned to reinvest your returns, so both money and knowledge continue to multiply. And finally, you've seen that time, when properly directed, can turn every small effort into a lasting legacy. But all of that would be meaningless if you don't take the power of compound interest beyond finance. Because life itself is an investment. Every word you speak, every action you take, every person you help is a compound return of influence. Each day you plant something good, you're leaving seeds for the next generation. And like money, those seeds will multiply, not in a bank account, but in the hearts and lives of the people you touch. I once heard an old friend ask Jim, "What's the difference between being wealthy and being great?" I answered, wealthy is when your money creates more money. Greatness is when your life creates more value. Success isn't about how much you have, but about who you become along the way. And the power of compound interest isn't just a formula, it's a philosophy of living. Start early, stay patient, keep reinvesting in what's good. Then one day you'll realize what you're building today doesn't just sustain you, it nourishes those who come after you. And I want you to ask yourself, what seeds am I planting for the future today? In 10 years, who will be reaping the compound interest of what I do now? If you can hold that question in your heart, you won't just be richer, you'll live with deeper meaning. The power of compound interest doesn't lie in numbers. It lies in the mindset of planting, keeping, reinvesting, and persevering. Every dollar you invest, every minute you learn, every good deed you do, they're all quietly accumulating value until one day you no longer have to chase success because success will come find you. If these lessons truly resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone on their own journey of growth. Because who knows, you might just be planting a seed of compound interest for someone else today. And leave a comment below which principle from today's video made you think the most. I want to read your answer, because this journey, we're walking it together. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Jim Rohn's success is not accidental. It's the result of small disciplines compounded daily. I truly appreciate that you stayed with me until the end of this video. See you in the next one on Jim Rohn Treasures, where timeless wisdom continues to plant seeds for the generations to come.